Eamon Khan here for seconds out in Las Vegas with Coach Manny Robles. Coach, how you doing?
I'm very good, thank you. Thank you for having me.
No, pleasure is all mine. I spoke to you on Zoom a couple of times. I always wanted to speak to you in person. But Brandon Figueroa, look, he's in against Joet Gonzalez, coming off of the defeat. What's he got to do to make sure his heart isn't broken this weekend?
This is a make it or break it type of fight. You know what I mean? This is a very important fight for Brandon. Got a lot of pressure on his side. He's got to go out there and win, impress the crowd, impress the judges, and win convincingly. It's going to be a very tough outing. Joet Gonzalez is a very tough fighter. He's fought for a world title on multiple occasions. Has come short, but he's never been in a bad fight. So this will not be the exception.
How did he deal with the second defeat to Stephen Fulton?
I don't know. I wasn't there. I wasn't his coach. But I can tell you that this time around, we've been working for about, 3 months now. And he's got a great attitude, been working very hard, very disciplined, close to making weight now. And he's in, great shape. Our first fight together, so obviously we're getting to know each other. But I can tell you right off the bat that he's ready to go.
In those 3 months, is that enough time to affect what you want out of a fighter? How much of the Robles DNA is in him right now? How much of that is there for this fight?
It's definitely a start. It's a start. I wasn't expecting this type of an opponent, to be quite honest with you. But all of a sudden, they told me that it was Joet Gonzalez at 126 for a title eliminator. I'm like, well, they're not giving us anything easy. They're not giving us any easy fights. What are you going to do? I'm the coach, and sometimes, managers and promoters, they decide, they know what's best. And I have a job to do, which is to get them ready and mentally, physically, and be ready for the challenge.
So in those early rounds, what are you looking for from him to know that the game plan, what you've worked on, is going right?
Well, yeah, that takes place in the gym. I believe that we've come up with a pretty good game plan. I know Joet Gonzalez quite well, so I know how to approach the situation, what to work on, what things to look for in the gym, and things that I can add to Brandon's arsenal. He has his own particular style. I don't want to take him away from that, but if I can add a thing or two, I think that's a plus. And he showed me a lot in the gym, so now it's time to execute and get the job done in the fight.
I appreciate you can't reveal game plans. Of course, you've got a job to do, but if there's one big danger that you'd say that Joet possesses, what is it you got to look out for?
Pressure, non-stop pressure, just like Brandon. They're both pressure fighters, and I think the smarter fighter of the two is going to come out on top.
I want to ask you about your former charge, Rama Ali, who is out on the undercard of Katie Taylor versus Amanda Serrano, the trilogy. A lot of people kind of felt that she maybe got a lucky decision there. Did you watch it? What did you feel about it?
I feel like activity matters. When you're away from the ring for that long long period of a time, it's going to affect you. It doesn't help. Yeah, I don't. You can be in the gym every day, training or whatnot, but it's not the same thing to be in the gym and be in a real fight. So I think that affected her. I think that if and then plus she suffered a cut, so that's gonna take her away from a fight for a few months. But the sooner she gets back in the ring, the better. I'm sure that if she's able to get back in the ring as soon as possible, you'll see a different version of Ramla.
Is that the same problem that Manny Pacquiao faces against Mario Barrios, coupled with age, coupled with Barrios?
On top of that, the age, the age gap, the age difference too. He's not getting any younger, and he hasn't fought in a very long time, in 4 years now. So let's just hope that we can at least get half of what Manny Pacquiao used to be, and I'm sure we'll get a good fight. We'll have a good fight.
From a coach's perspective, what do you do to curtail that ring rust or that inactivity in the gym? How do you make sure your fighter is as good as possible and not affected by those things, even though you can't really get away from it?
Experience. Manny Pacquiao's got ring experience. He's fought everybody, and that. He's fought all the top fighters in the world in his prime and in his day, and I think that's going to be very helpful for Manny. Will it be enough? I don't know, but that should experience is definitely gonna. He's got the edge as far as I'm concerned with experience. So that's gonna help out a great deal.
Does he have the edge in the fight? How do you think it plays out?
Man, I don't know, man. I want to see a good fight. Let's hope we can get a good fight from both guys. Barrios is a great fighter himself. He's young. He's a champion. You can't take anything away from him. I believe the pressure's on Manny. Barrios, although he's a champion, he doesn't have the pressure that Manny Pacquiao carries. So I think that's gonna be helpful. That's gonna play out to his advantage.
I want to be direct here, but are you worried about Manny going into this fight?
No, not necessarily, because Manny takes care of himself. You know, Manny lives a clean lifestyle. As you can see, as we can tell, right? Manny lives a good lifestyle. He's not a partier. He's not a drinker. You know what I mean? So that helps out tremendously. That prolongs your career when you're active, of course.
We believe that Floyd Mayweather will be present. There's apparently been some preliminary talks that those two might get in the ring again. Is that, you think, should, in the possibility that Manny Pacquiao does get his hand raised and captures that WBC world title, is that the fight you want to see, that rematch between the two of them?
Why not? As long as it's a real fight, as long as we see a fight between two competitive fighters, not a 2-minute fight, or, you know, these type of fights that you see nowadays. You know, if it's a real 10-round, 12-round, 3-minute fight, 3-minute a round fight, why not? I wouldn't mind watching it. You got two of the top dogs, two of the top fighters in their prime, pound for pound, two of the best fighters in the world. Why not?
Who would you pick?
It's hard to say, man. Look, I'm not. I'll be honest with you. I'm a boxing fan, and I love to see good fights. And I don't sit there and pull for one guy or the other. I just want to see good fights. And it'd be a great fight if it happens. But first, he's got to get through Barrios.
Over our side of the pond, there's a big fight happening, the undisputed heavyweight rematch between Oleksandr Usyk and Daniel Dubois. How do you see that one playing out too?
Another great fight, man. It's hard to say. You know, Usyk won the first one. Usyk is the undisputed pound for pound best fighter in the world, in my opinion. He beat Fury twice. Not once, but twice. And the second time around, he just beat him convincingly. So he's a man who beat in the heavyweight division. So I see Usyk coming out on top. It should be a great fight. You saw Dubois, what he did to Joshua. And you know what they say in boxing, man. You're only as good as your last fight. So they're both coming off great wins. And it should be a great fight.
I keep hearing pundits say that Oleksandr Usyk has maybe slipped a little bit. He's still a great and elite level fighter. Yeah. But for your coach's eye, do you see someone who is coming down the slide of a peak?
I wouldn't say that, because he did. I mean, I don't know how you can say he slipped a little bit when he beat Fury by unanimous decision quite convincingly. So I wouldn't call that slipping. And then on the other hand, with Dubois, the way he won in impressive fashion versus Joshua. I mean, you got two of the top, perhaps the two top heavyweights in the world right now at this particular moment. And what better time to have them both fight and face each other?
What do you tell a fighter going into a rematch when he's already been beaten by the opponent the first time around?
Well, you get to learn. I mean, if you fought him once, now you know what to expect. Now you know what to work on. You know, now you know what to improve on and get better. And not only that, but the confidence that Dubois gained by defeating Joshua. I mean, another top heavyweight, you know, pound for pound, one of the best heavyweights in the world as well. So when you win in that type of fashion, that definitely gives you a lot of confidence. So obviously we're talking about Usyk being a southpaw and different style, different type of fight, but you know, you win your fights in the gym. Hopefully they got the right sparring, they have the right approach, and you know, hopefully they'll be able to compete against Usyk.
Is the body shot a weakness for him, as people keep saying it seems to be?
I think the body shot is a weakness for any fighter, to be honest with you. Go to the body and the head will follow, as they say. So yeah, got to get to the body early.
Terence Crawford and Canelo Alvarez step in the ring together, pound for pound clash. Where does your money lie on that one?
Oh, man, that's a great fight, man. You keep asking me these hard-ass questions. but no, I love that fight. I love Crawford. He's such a great fighter. He's a total package, and he's nobody does it better than Crawford. He's a right-handed fighter, and he switches to the southpaw stance, and he does it very well. And then you gotta deal with the two fighters at the same time, if you will, with Canelo having to fight Crawford. How do you adapt to that? You know what I mean? He can come out and fight right-handed the first round and then switch to the southpaw stance the second, or do that in the middle of the fight. And you have to be on your A game, and you have to be able to adapt. And it's hard to find that type of sparring partners. Either you find a southpaw or you find a right-hander. But for guys, for fighters that can do this, both switch on the go, those are hard to find. You know what I mean? Those type of sparring partners for Canelo and his team to find. So, but Canelo's Canelo. Canelo's been tested against the best fighters in 154, 160, 168. He's the big man. He's the man to beat. You know? And I don't take anything away from Canelo. It should be a great fight. I got it 50-50. But obviously Crawford, being the smaller man, he's gonna have to adapt and deal with the bigger man as Canelo. But we'll see what happens. But it should be a great fight.
Would you say that Terence Crawford has to implement some of what William Skull did in the fight, but hit a lot more? He did the not get hit part, but he didn't do the hit.
You can definitely expect that. I mean, Crawford, he's gonna fight you. He can stand right in front of you and beat you. And what you can't hit, what you can't see, man. Crawford's not a runner. Crawford's not going to stick and move and run. No, he's going to sit there and bang with you. But he's very precise with his punches. He's got great timing, great skill, great counter puncher, great jab. He can switch on the go. Nobody does it better than Crawford, man. It's just the weight and the inactivity. Activity matters. Again, like I said. So when you've been out the ring, it's going to be a year already since his last fight in August next month, and so that hopefully that doesn't hurt. Hopefully that doesn't come back and bite him in the ass, because you got to stay active in the game, man. And look at Canelo. Canelo's been staying active. He's been staying busy. So good for him. Plus his last opponent, Canelo fought a guy that can, a good boxer that can stick and move, and unfortunately, he didn't sit there and fight like we all expected. But he went the distance. He got some rounds in versus a good opponent, and so he'll be ready. He'll definitely be ready.
Two final questions. How different would your breakdown or prediction be on that fight if this was 3 years ago Canelo? We talked about Usyk slipping in that feeling, but a lot of people kind of feel like that's what's happened with Canelo.
Well, Canelo and Crawford, they're both getting older. Yeah. What is Canelo now? 35, and what is Crawford? 37. They're only 37, 30. They're only a couple years different as far as age is concerned. So it's not that much. Think about it. If one was 30, the other one would be 32. One was 25, the other one would be 27. So it's not that big of a gap. It's a small gap, really. It's just a weight, in my opinion.
Canelo doesn't seem to employ the head movement anymore. It doesn't seem to be as agile as he once was.
Nobody's making him move his head. You know what I mean? He'll move his head, and he'll move side to side and work his way in if he needs to. But if he's not being forced to, then why should he? His last opponent did it.
This is the last thing. So, have you seen the Floyd Mayweather-Roy Jones Jr. debate, the back and forth online about those two? It sparked a debate as to who would win in their prime. Manny Pacquiao was asked here as well during the press conference. And Roy Jones Jr. And Manny Pacquiao said that. Well, he said, Roy Jones, have you seen Roy Jones? Of course Roy Jones would have in his prime. You?
Well, I saw Roy Jones in his prime, man. We fought Roy Jones in his prime. My dad was a coach of Reggie Johnson. He was the IBF champion of the light heavyweight world champion at the time. Back in 1999, a long time ago, 26 years ago. And Roy Jones was the WBC and the WBA champ. And they fought for the undisputed world title. The WBO didn't have the recognition that it has today. But anyway, back then they fought for the 3 titles, and Reggie was the IBF world champ, man. And man, Roy Jones, bro, I tell you, man, we didn't win a single round. Reggie lost that fight by unanimous decision. He gave it his all, man. But Roy Jones was just levels above, man. Roy Jones was a fantastic fighter, great fighter, in his prime, of course, just like Floyd. But man, it would have been fun to see. It would have been, I would have definitely paid to watch that fight, man. I can't take anything away, anything away from either fighter. They were both great, fantastic fighters. I also worked with Carlos Hernandez when he fought Floyd in Grand Rapids, Michigan. So I had the pleasure and the fortune to face with one of my fighters face Floyd, and obviously with Reggie Johnson facing Roy Jones. So I can take that. I can definitely take that with me and say, man, we faced the best. I was in the corner, watching two of the best pound for pound fighters in boxing history, and it was a pleasure, man. But these guys are levels above, and I'll leave it at that. They're both great, and if they were ever to face each other, I call it a draw.
Who were you more impressed by? Look, you obviously game plan to face them. Yeah.
If I'm gonna be totally honest with you, I was impressed with Roy Jones.
Really?
His speed, man. His speed, his knock you out with one shot. His ring IQ, just his finesse. Roy Jones was on his toes a lot more than Floyd was. Floyd was a great counter puncher. He could sit there and stand in front of you and just beat you up and make you miss, make you pay. But Roy Jones was a more action type of fighter. You know what I mean? He was a great boxer, but he could sit there and bang with you and fight you more than Floyd ever did. No disrespect to Floyd, he's an incredible fighter, and one of my favorite fighters, of course, just like Roy. But I don't know, man. Roy was it was more fun to watch, if you ask me.
So you're picking Roy?
I guess so.
Manny, pleasure. Thank you for the great conversation.
Appreciate it.